Good evening, Virginia. My name is Eileen Filler-Korn, and I have the honor of representing Virginia's 41st District in the House of Delegates and to serve as leader of our House Democratic Caucus. I am joined here today by Senator John Bell, who represents the 13th District in the Virginia State Senate. Today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We celebrate the life and work of an iconic civil rights leader who committed himself to speaking for the voiceless and fighting for the most vulnerable among us. What we heard today from Governor Glenn Youngkin, however, is a plan for Virginia that would leave so many behind. In the midst of a pandemic prolonged by misinformation that is taking an economic, medical, and emotional toll on Virginia's families, Governor Youngkin put forth an agenda that will take us backwards. For months, Governor Youngkin has told Virginians that policies like increasing funding for public education, raising the minimum wage, and making our Commonwealth more inclusive were bad ideas. Instead, he has advocated for rolling back that progress that has improved the lives of so many. While the governor speaks of unity and moderation, the substance of his administration and its proposals have been anything but. We must do everything we can to safely keep our kids in school. Democrats worked hard to ensure all 132 divisions were open for in-person learning. Governor Youngkin's day one action to remove mask requirements is irresponsible and puts all of that in jeopardy. Disturbingly, he also removed vaccination requirements for healthcare workers, the individuals who come into closest contact with those most vulnerable to the virus. With these steps, Governor Youngkin has made it clear that he sides with those who oppose vaccination. His decisions will only serve to prolong this pandemic. Governor Youngkin has also put forth extremist nominees to lead his cabinet, nominees like Andrew Wheeler, Donald Trump's former Environmental Protection Agency administrator. Andrew Wheeler has a record of undermining the very protections that have allowed us to keep Virginia's air and water clean, and his record on addressing the climate crisis is non-existent. He is also continuing his efforts to use division and fear to score political points. Let's tell the truth, clear and simple. Critical race theory is not taught in schools, but Governor Youngkin wants to put politics into the curriculum. Virginia Democrats have invested billions in new education funding and teacher raises over the past 2 years, including a record $2.3 billion in additional education funding in the budget that is before the General Assembly today. If Governor Youngkin is serious about improving education, he needs to leave that funding in place. As for his legislative agenda, let us look at the bills his Republican caucus have proposed so far. Bills to stop the minimum wage increase that'll benefit hundreds of thousands of working Virginians. Anti-choice measures taking women's health decisions out of their hands. Cutting early voting by over 2/3 in an attempt to curtail participation in our democracy. This is not the type of governor Glenn Youngkin promised to be on the campaign trail. But instead of middle-of-the-road solutions, we're getting extreme right-wing policy and policymakers dressed in a veneer of civility. Glenn Youngkin is out of step with the values of Virginians, and his actions speak far louder than the words we heard today. House Democrats are committed to reaching across the aisle to make the lives of Virginians better and to continue our success as the best state for business in the country. Democrats are ready to work with Governor Youngkin to provide real tax relief, but only if any tax cuts are truly to the benefit of middle-class families and those who need it the most. But sadly, the policies of the Youngkin administration so far suggest nothing but a desire to take us backward. We hope the governor will have a change of heart, but if he does not, we will stand firm to protect the progress we have made. You have my word that House Democrats will work with our partners in the Senate to shine a light and stop actions by his administration that harm Virginians. Thank you for your time today, and it is our promise that we will always stand firm for the interests of you and your family every single day.